Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So we've been decoding the changes in Guns N' Roses better. And yesterday I made a note that we're not getting all the information. I think I need to emphasize that point today because I see that I made a glaring error in this decode. Well, not that I don't know that I need to go back. Um, but we're not even necessarily getting everything forwards and backwards. I saw something in here that I seen it, but it never hit me because I'm rusty at this. We haven't done it for a couple of years, right? It's been a minute, but let's just get into it, and I'll show you my error, and you'll see. But anyway, we're doing Guns N' Roses better, and broken change it to troubled, and ever change it to never. If you cross off the like letters of B on each side, R on each side, O on each side, and E on each side, you're left with your actual changes are KN, TULD, and you bring KNTULD down. Ever changed to never, ever is alike, and you're left with just this N, and you bring that down. Now, what did I miss? Well, guys, I got last night when I got done, I got to looking at this code and realized that this is North Dakota and this is Tennessee. You got ND coming back, you got TN coming back. That means they could calculate anything in that state I think with a quantum computer. That means if I was in that state and they wanted to make a calculation, they could literally use me. So any research group, any medical facility, any chemical place, any genetics lab in these states, they could use, they could hit. And not only that, if the lab happened to be associated with somebody else outside of the state, they could probably hit that too right through that. So that's kind of important. If I see a state, I should be running it as a state and seeing what's there in these categories, because that's something they could definitely do. And I'd blown it off to this point because I didn't see this. I didn't see it. I just was looking at the code as a whole. I think I saw Tennessee once, but it didn't register that, oh yeah, I should run that every time just in case, because if there's something, they could hit anything in the state. Anytime you got a state. So we're going to try to keep that in mind going forward. All right. But nonetheless, I just wanted to point that out because I think that's important. I don't think it's important that I necessarily go back, but I might in this. But moving forward, for sure, I need to be aware of states. All right. So that's on me. I missed it. I was looking at it as a code and I didn't see North Dakota, Tennessee. Oh, yeah, there it is. But I do now. So from now on, we'll keep that in mind. So we don't miss stuff. But anyway, we're going forward. Now we're hitting research groups. All right, research groups. And pretty much everything in this category we're going to run the numbers against. Historically, they've been eliminated pretty quickly. A lot of them. But to be fair, anyway, you start with KN coming forward, and you got KN Research and Analytics right away. And I don't think there's much to say on that. KN Research and Analytics Private Limited is a private incorporated on 12 December 2017. It is classified as a non-government company that is registered at Registrar of Companies, Delhi. Its authorized share capital RS 1000 and its paid up capital. And okay. It is involved in research and experimental development on natural sciences and engineering. So, this class includes systematic creative work in the fields of research and development in natural sciences, medical sciences, agriculture, and engineering and technology. All right, it's KN Research and Analytics. So if you move on from that, you got KNT, and KNT ends up being KNT Research. The array of services includes data collection, survey, programming, translations, business research, data processing, and report writing. World-class market research services with offshore economies. So all sorts of stuff there they can hit. But if you move on from that, oh, come on. Excuse me 1 second. What did I do? All right, sorry about that. So if you move on from that, you got NT, and you got a couple of NTs. You got Tenadel NT Study Group of the New Testament. Now, I normally probably wouldn't have wrote that down, but how many Bible changes are there? So why not? I mean, it's there. NT also stands for Human Research Ethics Committee, NT Department of Health. So you got a couple of things going on there. I'll provide these links, guys, as always. If you move on from that, by the way, you get my personal favorite, NTU, and Nanyang Technological University, right? Chinese democracy. Well, we are the Natural Language Processing NLP Research Group at Nanyang Technological University, NTU. Our work covers all aspects of NLP research, ranging from core NLP tasks to key downstream applications and new machine learning methods. Oh, we've got that before a lot. And so, guys, although we are going to check all these later, so I didn't circle all these, but I wanted to, because I wanted to emphasize that this came up again. This is my number one suspect right here. Nanyang Technological University. I think they did it. I think it's going to be them. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, right? But this just looks like it's going to be them. Anyway, if you move on from that, you got NTU, which ends up being NTU Research Institutes. All right, NTU Research Institutes. How about right here? Oh, that's not moving on. That's just something else you got there. Sorry, guys. NTU Research Institutes. Also, NTU is Nottingham Trent University. There's a research group there. My bad. So you got 3 NTUs that come up, but the most interesting one to me is this Nanyang, because it keeps coming up. If you move on from that, you got TU, which ends up being 2 UU's research group. And 2 UU proposed the method of extracting artemisinin with either that was the key to discovering the malarial effect of artemisinin and advancing the research of artemisinin. So he's got a research group. And if you move on from that, You end up with UL, which ends up being University of Limerick School of Applied of Allied Health, excuse me, and research groups in the School of Allied Health. So you got several in there they could calculate. If you move on from that, you got LDN, which ends up being LDN Research Trust for low-dose naltrexone. Low-dose naltrexone, and there it is again. So they're just, whatever this low-dose naltrexone is, it's obviously pretty important. And LD, you can even go LD, and you end up with Learning Disabilities Research Center, for whatever that's worth. That's a reason, and that gets you through going forwards. And if you start coming back now, oh my God. Coming back, you've got NDL, which ends up being Neurodegenerative Disease Lab. And you also get Nano Device Lab. You also get Neurodegenerative Disease Lab. Oh, it was this one, the Neurodevelopmental Disabilities Lab. So you get 3 things there. I'll probably just provide this search. You can look at them all. And if you move on from that, oh, that's Nano Device Laboratory. Never mind, I guess I brought these up. If you move on from that, you get ND, which ends up being Notre Dame Research. And ND also ends up being North American Research Group at Fargo, North Dakota. That's what I said. They can hit anything within North Dakota. But anyway, we're running long. If you move on from that, you end up with UT, which ends up being Research Units and Centers at the University of Texas. All right, there ain't much to say about that. But if you move on from that, you get UTN, and UTN is National Technological University. And if you read in here, they got research groups here that can be hit. TNK is tenectoplasty versus altoplasty and clinical trials. So you got you some clinical trials. And if you take TN, the Tennessee, because now we caught on to that, we're going to start running it. You get NOCCR, CCR, like Creedence Clearwater Revival, yes, but NOCCR, Knoxville Research Group. And they're flipping through. Oh, I think I just saw Primary Research Hospital, so New Orleans Clinical Research Center for New Orleans Center for Clinical Research. But this says it's in Knoxville, Tennessee. Let me just look down here. Knoxville, Tennessee. There's also one in New Orleans. There's 2 in Knoxville. Looks like Knoxville, Tennessee, and New Orleans. So they could hit all that with that. Oh, mercy. All right, and that gets you through going forwards and backwards in research groups. And again, we'll run all those. I suspect they'll be quickly eliminated. I don't know about, I think Nanyang's the culprit, but I don't know. But again, ND and TN, right here, glaring error that I made. ND coming back, TN coming back, they're states. They could hit anything in the state. Anything. it seems that we were already onto that at one point, but it's been a couple years since we've been doing these, so you know. And I guess that's going to be about it for research groups. We also run, I realized last night, we also run a finance because we get a lot of banks, a lot of credit unions, a lot of financial advisors. If you run these codes through finance category, so we'll do that. And we also run them then through technology, which we haven't done yet, and then random hits. And then we'll turn it all into letters, or numbers, excuse me, and start running that way. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. There's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. So if I stumble sometimes while I'm doing these, just remember and understand it's a lot of information. I'm used to entertainment speaking, but it's hard to make this stuff entertaining, guys. It's a lot of information to get through. I don't really have time to stop and tell jokes, or, But anyway, for now, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. Sorry we ran long. There was a lot of information to go over here, and I wanted to point out my mistake of missing these states, and wanted everyone to understand that those are important. Those might be, well, they're not more important than anything else, but they're important that when we see them, we should hit them. We should check, see if anything's there. Because not only could they hit anything in the category, like I said, they could hit anything there. They could hit me if I was there. If they wanted to make a calculation and I happened to be in North Dakota or Tennessee, they could literally use me. So they could certainly use any entity in any of those states. So that's important. Moving forward, that's important to note. I don't know how many of these we have missed in the past. So anyway, guys, for now, thanks for watching. I think I already thanked everybody. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.